The moment I heard her voice in that mall bathroom, everything changed.
Baby, relax, right? Your mom isn't even going to notice we moved the money.
I recognized that voice instantly. It was my daughter-in-law. I was in the restroom at the mall when I heard her walk into the stall next to mine, talking on the phone. She didn't saw me, but I heard every word.
In 2 weeks, my cousin's investment pays out. Double, actually. So stop acting like it's the end of the world.
I stood there in front of the sink, staring at my own reflection in the mirror. You know, life has a funny way of showing us the truth, because in that moment, I realized my own son was stealing money from the company I had spent my entire life building. What I didn't know yet was that this was only the beginning. Honey, let me tell you how I got my sweet, sweet revenge on this lady. You know, my son started dating this woman. Really pretty, 25 years old, adorable. Or so I thought. From the moment I saw her, the way she treated him, the way she acted when no one was watching, I don't know, maybe it was just a mother's instinct, but every time she smiled, it felt rehearsed. I can't explain it. I just felt something was off. She kept asking me about my life, my company, how I built everything from scratch. Now, normally, I love talking about that. But to that snake, I played the sweet, clueless old lady. But you, honey, you get the whole truth. Here's what she didn't know. I'm Linda Hartman, 70 years old. I built Hartman Pharmaceuticals from nothing 30 years ago with my husband, Richard. We were chemists, met in a lab, started a company in our garage. Yeah, real romantic stuff. Richard handled formulas, I handled business. 10 years later, we were rich. The kind of rich where you stop checking price tags.
Great team.
Then Richard died. Lung cancer. Chemicals from the lab killed him. Ironic, right? Built a pharmaceutical empire and it killed him anyway. I was 54, had a 12-year-old son to raise and a company to run. So I did both, solo, for 18 years. My son Ryan, good kid, smart, Princeton education, kind heart, maybe too kind. The type who believes everyone's got good intentions. At 30, he was finally ready to run the company. And me? I was ready to rest. First vacation in decades. 2 weeks in Italy. That's when I met her. Right before I left, Ryan introduced me to his new girlfriend, Natalie. 25, gorgeous, perfect smile, said all the right things. But call it 70 years of bullshit radar. That girl asked too many questions about money, about the business, about trusts. Every smile felt rehearsed. But what was I going to say? Son, dump her, she's too pretty? He'd think I lost my mind. So I smiled, played nice, and left for Italy. Day 6 of my trip, Ryan called.
Mom, Natalie's cousin Derek has this startup, software for pharmaceutical data. He needs investors. I'm thinking 2 million.
2 million for a startup run by my future daughter-in-law's cousin to access our proprietary formulas. Absolutely not, I said. But Ryan didn't give up that easy.
Mom, this could revolutionize how we track inventory. Derek's got clients already. The projections...
Ryan, no.
You always do this. You never trust my judgment.
It's not about trust. It's about protecting what your father built.
Dad would have wanted me to take risks.
Using Richard against me. I took a breath. Listen, we're not doing this over the phone. Wait until I get back. We'll sit down, look at the numbers together, and discuss it properly, okay?
Fine. When do you get back?
6 more days. Okay, we'll talk then. He hung up, and I sat there staring at my phone. Something felt wrong. The way his voice sounded, too eager, too defensive. That bad feeling in my gut, it got worse. I tried to enjoy the rest of my trip. I really did, but I couldn't sleep, couldn't relax. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Natalie's fake smile, heard Ryan's voice on that call. Something was happening back home. I could feel it. So 3 days later, I cut my trip short, booked an early flight, didn't tell Ryan, just came home. Landed exhausted. Stopped at the mall for groceries on my way home. Had to use the restroom. And that's when I heard her, Natalie, talking about stealing my money. I walked to my car, got in, pulled out my phone.
Sarah, it's Linda. I need your help.
I called Sarah Harper, detective, old friend. She was at my house in 20 minutes. Check the accounts, she said. I pulled up the company records on my laptop. $2 million. Transferred 6 days ago. Authorization, Ryan Hartman. He actually did it, I said. Sarah looked at the screen, pulled out her phone, made one call. Yeah, freeze account number. She read off the destination account, listened. Good, hold it. She hung up. Money's frozen. They can't touch it yet. Bank flagged it as suspicious. I stared at her. You can do that? Fraud investigation. Now we need them on tape trying to get it. How? Tell Ryan you changed your mind. Want to meet Derek. I picked up my phone, called Ryan. Mom? I've been thinking about that investment. I want to meet Derek. Hear him out. Silence. Then,
Seriously? Seriously?
tomorrow. He can come here. Mom, thank you. I'll set it up. I hung up. Sarah was already pulling equipment from her bag. Tomorrow morning, I'll be in the garage. Anything goes wrong, I'm coming in. Just get me proof, I said. Derek showed up at 11 with Natalie and Ryan. Sarah was in the garage, recording everything. Mrs. Hartman, Natalie hugged me. Too tight, fake smile. I knew you'd come around. She walked into my living room like she owned it, picked up the photo of Richard from the mantel, my dead husband. This is Ryan's dad, right? She barely glanced at it, set it down wrong. At least you still have the company to remember him. I wanted to slap her. Derek sat down, opened his laptop.
Thanks for reconsidering, Linda. This investment will transform your operations.
He started his pitch. Software, cloud-based tracking, very polished. Natalie sat next to Ryan, holding his hand, smiling at me.
Once you retire, we'll take such good care of everything.
Yeah.
Won't we, babe?
Once I retire? Like I was already dead. What's your background, Derek? I asked. MIT, Computer Science, 2015. Can I see incorporation papers? His smile tightened. Those are proprietary until the deal closes. I need documentation before releasing $2 million. Derek closed his laptop, fast. I'll have my lawyer send everything over. Few days. He stood. Natalie touched my arm as they left.
Don't overthink it, Linda. At your age, just relax. Let us young people handle things.
The door closed behind them. I went straight to the garage. Sarah pulled off her headphones. He didn't give us anything solid. She stopped, pointed out the window. Black SUV, speeding away. Derek driving, Natalie passenger seat, Ryan in back. Why is Ryan with them? My phone buzzed. Photo. Ryan, hands tied. Text. You asked too many questions. Sarah grabbed her radio.
All units.
All units.
Black
SUV. Kidnapping. We jumped in her car, lights flashing. 20 minutes later, they found the SUV. Abandoned. Empty. Sarah turned to me. Go home. I'm putting officers outside. A patrol car drove me home, parked out front. I locked myself inside, paced. My phone rang. Unknown number. Mom. Ryan's voice, shaking. Ryan. Back of the house, the woods, come alone, no police. He hung up. I looked out front. The patrol car was empty. Phone buzzed. Photo. Ryan tied up, Derek behind him. Woods. Now. Alone. I grabbed a flashlight, pressed the panic button under my desk first. Silent alarm. Sarah would see it. I went out the back door. Dark. Cold. Woods stretched out behind my property. I turned on the flashlight. Started walking. 70 years old. Alone in the dark. Leaves crunching. Hands shaking. I kept going. Saw a light ahead. Walked toward it. Small clearing. Derek. Natalie. Ryan on his knees. Hands tied behind his back. Natalie smiled. There she is. Derek looked at me.
Phone. Now. Transfer $2 million or he gets hurt.
I held up my phone. I need to open the banking app. Do it. I opened it. Slowly. Fingers shaking. It's asking for authentication. Faster. I'm trying. Two-factor takes a minute. Natalie rolled her eyes.
God. Old people and technology.
I kept stalling. Where was Sarah? It's asking for a code. Then I heard it. Sirens. Distant but getting closer. Derek's head snapped up. What did you do? Nothing. You called the cops. I didn't. Lights. Red and blue. Flashing through the trees. Helicopter overhead. Spotlight flooded the clearing. Police! Drop your weapon! Derek froze. Natalie tried to run. Officers came out of the trees, tackled her to the ground. Derek raised his hands. Sarah walked into the clearing, gun drawn. It's over. I ran to Ryan, cut the ropes with a knife an officer handed me. He grabbed me, shaking. Mom, you're safe. It's over. Officers cuffed Derek and Natalie, read them their rights. Natalie screamed at me as they dragged her away. You crazy old...
Fraud. Kidnapping. Attempted extortion. They're done.
2 months later. Ryan sat across from me in my office. The money's back in the account, he said quietly. All of it. I know. Mom, I'm so sorry. I thought... You thought she loved you. He nodded, tears in his eyes. I reached across the desk, took his hand.
You're my son. You made a mistake. A big one. But you're learning.
I almost lost everything.
But you didn't. And now you know what to watch for.
I'm ready to do this right. Run the company. The real way.
I know you are. 6 months later, I actually retired. For real this time. Ryan runs Hartman Pharmaceuticals now, carefully,